Oh, it's Friday. Good job. You made it through another week. So we all know what's going on. There's no denying it. It's everywhere. It's all over the internet. We lost a good man this week. But I want to touch on the point of why is he all over the internet? Why is everywhere you turn, you hear about our brother? It's because he lived a life that had purpose. He had core values that propelled him into a position of high influence. And that's what I want to talk about today. We're not going to sit here and talk about all the stuff surrounding the incident. There's so much out there right now. No, we're going to touch on the good points of who he was as a person and why that was such a huge factor of who he became and why he left such a legacy behind. So, core values. See, there was, I believe, three main things that Charlie stood for. First and foremost, God. Second, his family, love. I mean, you can intertwine those two together because he treated others like family. He loved people. And the third, country. They're all three important. But I think the most important one is his strongest foundation, and that was, or is, God, Jesus. He was very bold and open about his faith. And he attributes all his success to his faith. Now, I know there's some of you right now watching this that don't believe, and that's okay. There's people out there that are praying for you. Not in the sense of putting you down, but in a sense of trying to lift you up, bringing some light to your world. I'm not going to sit here and bash you about how you need to believe, you need to have faith. You do need those things. But what you need to realize is you need to have a foundation that's strong, stronger than you. Because the truth is, we find ourselves in positions in life where we've tried so hard in our own energy, our own strength, just to find out that we can't do it. We can't do it by ourselves. And so being humble enough to stop and realize, okay, I need some help here. I need a foundation that is stronger than I am so I can build off of that. And that's what Charlie had. He had the foundation of Jesus in his life. Even with all the success, all the money, all the popularity, that one thing never wavered. And that's why we have people right now across the nation grieving his loss. We had a candlelight vigil last night in our town, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And I am so grateful that I live in Kootenai County, Idaho, with all the people that rally together and support, that know that there's one common thing that we can all share that will always promote happiness, joy, peace, and that is faith, faith in our Lord. Now, I also know there's a lot of people out there that are against that don't understand how much better of a life it can produce. And that's why we have this hate. That's why we have these shootings. This is why we lose good people. It's because we're at war. There's an enemy out there that wants your soul, that wants to separate you from your Creator. And he's fighting like hell to make that happen. But the joke's on him, because the more he tries to tear down, demoralize, wipe out those that God uses, that just strengthens our faith in knowing that there's a war and we need to fight. There's a war and we need to rise up. And so when people come together in memory of those men out there and women that love God and gave their life for the cause, well, we have hope. We have the ability to take this battle head on. For the gates of hell will not prevail against God's church. The enemy can try to wipe us out. He tried to wipe Jesus out. And look what happened. So my whole point of this video is, if you want to be successful, if you want to attain those heights in your life that are way up here, then you need to have a foundation. And that foundation has to be set. It can't be anything that wavers. It can't be anything that can crumble. We try so many times to set our foundation on things such as money, popularity, knowledge. But all those things are fleeting. All those things can go away in an instant. So we need a foundation that's on something that's never going to go away. And that's Jesus. And I'm going to be bold about it. I'm going to say, and I hope you hear this, that if you want to make it in life, then you need to have that foundation. Hey guys, hi guys. I got some visitors on the walk. So, need to have that foundation for sure. And if you're not sure about how to go about that, if you're not sure how you can implement that into your life so you can have the success that you're looking for, I would love to have that conversation with you. I would love to be able to sit down with you and chat and talk about how we can take these principles that God has placed in His Word and directly apply them into the circumstances in your life. And then you can see firsthand just how much change can happen, how much difference it makes. All right. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I possibly will be back on here again later today. I'm going to go enjoy the weather, and I'm going to take the family out camping this weekend, and I'm going to go down and set up camp for them today. Sorry for the long pause, but it's really weighing on me. That how much evil in this world is causing so much damage. And like one of the pastors said last night at the vigil, it's time to stand up. It's time to rise up. It's time to let our faith be broadcasted everywhere so that we can overcome this, so that we can band together and bring goodness back into our country, back into our families, back into our communities, and extinguish the hate that is out there. Not by fighting it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we need to fight it. But we need to, it's a better way of putting it, we need to shine light. Because that's what overcomes darkness, is light. We can't fight darkness with darkness, because then it's just darkness. Nothing changes. But once light is shown in the darkness, light overcomes the dark. And that's what we need. So, be a light. Be a light in your world around you, in your business, in your leadership, in your family, your community, all areas. And if you're not there, let's get you there. Because I can tell you right now, the only reason I'm standing where I am today is because of Jesus. The reason Charlie Kirk is so missed and made such a huge impact was because of Jesus. Other wealthy entrepreneurs, Ryan Pineda, it's because of Jesus. Myron Golden, it's because of Jesus. They all have that one commonality, that they put Jesus first and live off the biblical principles in all areas of their life. And that's why they're successful. So, you know what the formula is. Now it's time to do it. It's time to implement that. And like I said, if you're not sure how, reach out. I'd love to help you. Let's get you in a position to where your foundation is strong, unbreakable, and you'll get to where you want to be. I love you guys. Stay healthy, stay well, and most importantly, stay blessed.